Hey folks, welcome to another day, another unboxing. Nope, actually it's another video, not an unboxing today. No box in my hands. I wanted to share with you my top 5 phones of 2018. Now I know some of you are watching this live right now since this is a live video and saying, hey Miriam, it's already 2019 where I am. Well, it might very well be, but I'm here on the west coast of the US. It's about 3 p.m. and it's still for another 9 hours or so, December 31st, 2018. So, we're going to count down my 5 top choices of best phones of 2018. And in case you already listened to the podcast, you know what those top 5 are because I covered those top 5 on my podcast 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago with Igor of Mobile Syrup. So, is everyone ready? My number 5 phone of 2018 is the iPhone XR. And so you're going to say, show me the phone. Well, I don't have an iPhone XR. So you're just going to have to wait and imagine I have one in my hand. So here it is. As you can see, it's a very lovely iPhone. It looks a lot like the iPhone 10, 10s and 10s Max, except it's called the 10R or XR. And it is my favorite phone, number 5 favorite phone of 2018. Look, Apple didn't give me a review unit. I didn't want to spend the money, right? But I've played with it extensively. I have a few friends who have it. And I really think that if you're an iPhone user, this is really the best value for you right now. So that is why I'm recommending the iPhone 10R, because I think, you're getting actually a better camera experience in many ways because of you're getting, basically portrait mode. I think is better than on the 10s and 10s Max because it uses a faster lens, an f of 1.8 lens. So that's my biggest thing. Now the screen has a slightly lower resolution, but it's the only IPS panel in the world right now that has an equal border all the way around, and that's for a almost bezel-less display is kind of amazing. And then you get all the other great specs. It's also the best battery life on any iPhone ever. So that is why the iPhone XR XR is my number 5. Now, let's switch to some phones in my hands, right? Number 4 is, there you go, the Galaxy Note 9 from Samsung. Yes, my number 4 favorite phone of 2018 is the phone that I call everything but the kitchen sink. This is the kind of beautiful purple pink edition, and it has everything but the kitchen sink. You will notice throughout this video that all my phone have a custom launcher. Most of them run the Google Now launcher, which is now obsolete, but I like using it. And some of them run Nova, and of course, Pixel launcher when possible. So the Galaxy Note 9, and as an aside, I would say the Galaxy S9 Plus would probably be also a very good candidate. If you want a slightly smaller screen and you don't care about the S Pen, if you don't care about the S Pen and you want a slightly smaller screen, go for the Galaxy S9 Plus. Because, you know what? They're the same phone in almost every way. What you get with the Note 9 that you don't get with the other Galaxy phones is a larger screen, a bigger battery, and the S Pen. So what's so great about this phone? As I said, it's everything but the kitchen sink. It's also a phone you can buy from any operator anywhere in the world. It's a phone you can buy unsubsidized. It's a phone you can buy unlocked. It's a phone you can buy in every possible way, shape, or form. And the specs are awesome. You get a Snapdragon 845, and a great camera systems, dual OIS, variable aperture. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But I'll be honest with you, as much as I love this phone and I really think Samsung software has improved a lot, I feel like it's a boring choice. I buy an iPhone or a Samsung, everybody does that. So that's why it's only my number 4. Don't get me wrong, all these phones are top phones. Like you're talking 95% or 100, up to 100%, right? So that is my number 4. Let's switch to my number 3 phone of 2018. And here you go. It is, you know it, the LG V40. You're going to say, what, Miriam? Why? The LG V40 doesn't seem like such a great phone. Well, I hate to disagree. First of all, it was the first phone announced on the market with a triple rear camera system, meaning it has a regular lens, a telephoto lens, and a ultra wide angle lens. And LG phones have always been awesome with the ultra wide angle because it's f/1.9, it's a fast lens. But on top of that, they added a tele lens. Now it's not stabilized on this phone, which is a bit of a bummer. And you can kind of see how this phone is slightly blue, not really black. But look, it's a great phone, Snapdragon 845, flagship specs, all the trimmings, dual front cameras. You know, the only few things that could be better are the battery life. I think it could be improved. But overall, I love this phone because I think it looks really simple and good, has a great camera system, and more importantly, and this is why it's my number 3, because I'm a big audio person, and this still has a headphone jack. Now you're going to say, hey, wait a minute, you just did the Galaxy Note 9 and it has a headphone jack, but no. This has a hi-fi quad dock from ESS. The audio coming out of this headphone jack is so pristinely, incredibly amazing that to get the same level of sound quality from any other phone, you would need to spend an extra $1,000 on a separate piece of DAC and headphone amp. That's how good the chipset is in here. If you like wired audio, this is absolutely without hesitation the phone you should get. An added bonus is that it is available from all the carriers in the US, and well, you know, it is also available unlocked, etc., etc. So, you know, there you go. Now let's go to my number 2 phone of 2018, and that would be the Pixel 3. Notice I didn't say the Pixel 3 XL. I have a Pixel 3 XL. It is in my pocket. It is my daily driver. And you're going to say, Miriam, what are you talking about? You are giving us the Pixel 3 instead of the 3 XL, which is your daily driver. Isn't that hypocritical? Well, it's not hypocritical because I have only picked the 3 XL for 2 reasons. I need a bigger battery and I need a bigger screen. But I hate the notch on it, and I think overall it's a frumpier design. This beautiful pink, I don't know if you can see it, it's actually slightly pink. Pixel 3 is the phone I would pick. If you want a small phone today, there's no choice. This is the best small phone on the planet, bar none. I don't have to tell you that even the 3 XL, which is the bigger brother, is one of the best phones. And I would say that if you don't want to buy the 3, you know, buy the 3 XL and get basically a slightly bigger screen, a slightly bigger battery. The rest is all the same. Snapdragon 845, the incredible camera with incredible computational photography. Probably the best camera for anyone who wants to just mash the button. This is a huge deal. This phone matters. This is my number 2 choice for 2018. And so you're going to want to know what my number 1 choice is, correct? This is what you're excited about right now. What is my number 1? Well, I hate to disappoint you, but my number 1 is a tie. And I said this on the podcast. And it's a tie between the Huawei Mate 20 Pro and the OnePlus 6T. And in this case here, this is the OnePlus 6T McLaren edition. But it doesn't matter which OnePlus 6T. Pick your poison. Pick the cheapest OnePlus 6T and put it here. Pick the most expensive as you have here. I don't care which one you pick. All I'm saying is that this is my number 1. And you're going to say, that's cheating, Miriam. You didn't show us an iPhone XR earlier. You didn't have one. And you talk without your hands, without a phone in your hands. And now you're putting 2 phones as your number 1? Well, yeah, hear me out, okay? The reason these 2 phones are the number 1 together is because they both represent radically different things that are also radically similar. They're both Chinese phones, number 1, right? And they're both Chinese extreme phones because Huawei is completely a forbidden fruit in the US. You can't officially get this phone in the US. It is almost banned, not quite, but we're getting there. And at the same time, OnePlus is absolutely officially allowed in the US. It is a phone you can buy now at T-Mobile. It's compatible with Verizon and certified on Verizon. So we have 2 companies out of 2 different countries that the same country that are 2 different companies, 2 different phones that are completely at the opposite ends politically, essentially, of what is acceptable in the US today. Yet they're both amazing. And they're amazing in their own very own ways. I think from a technical point of view, spec-wise, there's nothing that can touch the Mate 20 Pro. I said earlier that the Note 9, Galaxy Note 9 was everything but the kitchen sink. This is everything but the kitchen sink turned up to 11 with a turbocharger and a supercharger added on. Okay, it's like insane, insane, insane. So, not only do you have in-display fingerprint reader, depth of what are they called? Time of flight, infrared camera for face authentication. You've got this gorgeous display. You've got the Kirin 980. You have a triple camera system that's better than the V40s with, again, a regular lens, a tele lens, which is, by the way, stabilized, and a ultra wide lens, which has autofocus, letting you do macros. It's incredible. It has one of the best night modes on the planet other than the Pixel 3, Pixel 3 XL. It has reverse wireless charging. I mean, this thing, again, if you want a spec monster that is just like showing the future of what phones are going to be, in-display fingerprint, all that, that is the phone. So, but I think at the same time, it's twice the price of the OnePlus 6T, and the OnePlus 6T is almost there in terms of specs, right? You're talking about a phone here that has a Snapdragon 845, has up to 10 gigs of RAM. This is, by the way, the McLaren edition with 10 gigs of RAM. You can see the beautiful finish and the little orange stripe down here. But, I mean, we're talking about a phone that costs $699 for the McLaren edition, starts at something like $579 or something cheap like that. And you can walk into a T-Mobile store in the US, you buy it. You can go put a Verizon SIM and use it on Verizon. This is an amazing phone, in-display fingerprint, etc. The battery life is better than the 6. So I do want to bring up the 6 because I have it, but I didn't bring it out. The 6 would kind of be my second choice after the 6T. If you want to buy OnePlus and you don't like maybe the display fingerprint reader because it's too slow, you're missing the notification light, or you're missing the headphone jack, which is gone now, perhaps you will want to get the OnePlus 6 instead. And you know what? You can't go wrong. The only thing you lose out on the OnePlus 6 is battery life a little bit, but the specs are identical, the camera is identical, the speed is identical, the display is a little smaller, you get a slightly bigger notch. Ultimately, look, you can't go wrong. These two phones are amazing. They're my number one choice for 2018. And I think you can see that how they're so different yet so important, right? In different ways. I think this is a huge turning point for OnePlus. We're going to look back at this phone, the OnePlus 6T, and go, this was the phone that really put OnePlus 6 on the map as one of the big players. And at the same time, the Mate 20 Pro, we're going to look back at this phone going, wow, this phone blew us away. Like it was so much better than anything else, technically speaking, in 2018, that it is really absolutely the master of all phones at this point. So there you have it, folks. This is my, top 5, for better or for worse, top 6, top 4, whatever you want to call it, of 2018. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video. More importantly, remember, I talked about all this in much greater depth with Igor of Mobile Syrup, Canadian website, on the podcast 10 days ago, episode 87. Go check it out, mobiletechpodcast.com. I'm on all the major podcast platforms. That's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Slacker, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Overcast. Everywhere. Just subscribe, tell your friends, all that. And stay tuned for more. I'll have tons more videos in 2019. Happy New Year to everyone. And remember that mostly I do unboxing video, but every now and then I like to surprise you with something like this. One final note, I want to thank our sponsor, ProXPN. ProXPN is a VPN, and it's a really good one, so you should check it out. There's a link down here in the description that lets you subscribe and get a deal, and it supports the video here, supports the channel, so please go check that out. I'll put down the link down there. ProXPN, I want to thank them as a sponsor. So if you need a VPN, if you travel a lot like me and you need to connect and need the security and need to basically be present in different locations without being there, this is the way to go. All right, folks, take care. Happy New Year. And I hope 2019 brings even more awesomeness. Cheers, everybody.